Show. We're helping you build your business is our business with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA over at 100mba.net. Check us out over there. Today is a guest teacher lesson where we bring on an expert to teach you a lesson in their area of expertise. Today we have Travis Sherry. Travis is the founder of Extra Pack of Peanuts, Location Indie, and Paradise Pack. He's most known for traveling the world while building his business. And that's what he's going to be teaching you today. How to build a business while traveling the world. Now, a lot of people question, is this possible? And if so, how do you do it? Can you really go to great, beautiful, exotic locations in the world while building a thriving business? Well, in today's lesson, Travis is going to show you exactly how to do it. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by SumoMe. One of the best tools I've ever seen when it comes to building your email list and growing your website traffic. It installs on every single website, and you can get it for free for life. Yes, free. SumoMe is hooking up every listener. Just go to 100mba.net/SumoMe and install it on your website today. My only regret after using it for 2 years was not installing it on the website sooner. Again, go to 100mba.net/SumoMe and get started. Travis Sherry is a really hardworking entrepreneur, but Travis also plays hard. He enjoys life and loves to travel the world while building his business. He loves it so much that is his business, showing other people how to do it. I got to know Travis through a mutual friend, Matt Giovanisi, who is the composer of the $100 MBA show music. And I loved his work so much, we decided to collaborate. And that's why the $100 MBA is part of the Paradise Pack. More about that later on. But today, Travis is going to give you a value pack lesson on how to travel the world while building your business. He's going to give you advice like how to save money, how to choose your locations, and how to balance work and travel and checking out new locations. Even if you're not packing your bags as we speak, this is a great lesson to know how to do this when you do travel. I'm going to let Travis take it from here. Take it away, Travis.
Hey everybody, I'm Travis Sherry. Thank you for joining me today. And today I'll be teaching you something near and dear to my heart, the thing that has flipped my life around 180 degrees, and that's how to build and run a business while traveling the world. So let's get down to business. How to build and run a business while traveling the world. It sounds exotic, it sounds fun, it sounds sexy, and it is all those things. It's a great life. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but the one thing that it is not is easy. And I've been doing it for over 4 years now, and like anything, you get better and you find your stride and you figure stuff out, but it's also something that I'm constantly changing, fiddling with, and tweaking each and every day. And today, I'm going to teach you some of the main cornerstones that I've implemented to make this life sustainable. First, I want to teach you the 3 things you can do to limit the financial strain or stress of leading this lifestyle. Then I'm going to give you the 3 tactics that I implement on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis that allows me to get all this stuff done, but also allows me to enjoy the main purpose of this lifestyle, and that's traveling and indulging in other cultures. And then finally, I'm going to give you the one piece of advice that if you don't listen to anything else I say, you have to follow this. It's the golden nugget of how to successfully build a business while traveling the world. So let's jump in. The first part, the 3 things that can limit the financial stress or strain on you. And this goes for building any business, but you don't want to be financially stressed and strained when you're trying to build a business. That doesn't lead to a good headspace. It doesn't allow you to be creative and things like that. The first thing that you can do is find ways to drastically cut down your travel costs. This can be done a variety of ways. I use all these types of things to cut down on my travel costs. 1, frequent flyer miles for finding free flights going anywhere in the world for under $100. 2, using budget airlines to get around instead of big box carriers, things like that. Always finding cheap plane tickets, staying in local guest houses instead of super expensive hotels, even eating local and saving money on meals. All these little things and some of these big things like getting free flights can really cut down on your travel costs. If you cut down on your travel costs, that means that you have more money to reinvest in your business, or it just means that you have more peace of mind because you're not spending as much on travel. So that's one big thing you can do to really limit the financial stress. Another thing is picking the right places to travel through, or even to bunk down and live. One of the things that's a big misnomer is people think that you have to be nomadic. No one's saying you have to be nomadic and constantly be picking up and going while you're traveling the world. You can definitely bunk down somewhere, spend some time somewhere. That's going to lead to our third point. But you want to make sure that you pick the right places. For example, one of the places that a lot of digital nomads will go is Chiang Mai, Thailand. Thailand in general, but Chiang Mai, big digital nomad hub. And of course, that makes sense because you can live like a king or queen in Thailand if you're a single person for $1,000. If you're a couple, you can live for $1,500. And we're talking about a really great lifestyle. So compare that to living in a Western country. Compare that to living in the United States or Europe or anything like that, where you're spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month for accommodations, for food, for going out, all that kind of stuff that in Thailand, you can drastically reduce your costs by a third, even by a quarter. And if you're able to do that, that allows you a great mindset and some financial freedom to play around with either growing your business or starting your business. If you're someone who's starting your business and you don't have a lot of money, I cannot highly recommend enough going somewhere like Thailand, somewhere in Southeast Asia, Colombia, places that are cheaper than your typical Western countries. Number three, a way that you could cut down on your costs is by traveling slower. And I kind of already touched on this, but you want to make sure, this not only helps the financial aspect, because the slower you travel, you get better deals on accommodations, you can stay longer, you're not picking up and hopping on planes all the time, stuff like that. But it also allows you to get stuff done. It allows you to get comfortable. If every couple days you're picking up and moving to another city and you don't know where you're going to be and you don't know how the internet's going to be and you don't know what cafe is, good Wi-Fi, all that kind of stuff, it becomes very, very tough. And it's something that I did for the first 2 years that I was doing this, and it really burnt me out. So traveling slower will allow you financially to be in a better place, but it will also allow you to be able to create and also kind of get in a flow and become comfortable. So I cannot advocate enough. If you are someone who's going to be out traveling for a while and you want to build a business, maybe you're going out and definitely traveling slower is the way to go. And that's something I've done over the last 2 years. It's really, really helped me be able to scale up my business and build it to a level that I never would have been able to do if I was traveling quickly. Now I want to touch on the three tactics that I use on a day-to-day and week-by-week basis to help lead this lifestyle. The first, this can be done by anyone, whether you're traveling or not, but this is something I do all the time, and it's really helped me, and that is writing out your to-do list the night before. I cannot go to bed now without writing out my to-do list. Even if I know I'm going to remember what to do the next day, I just can't do it. So always write out your to-do list the night before. That way, when you wake up, you don't have to think about it. You sit down, you start working through it. Something that anyone can implement, whether you're traveling or not. The second, and this is a big shift in the way that I've approached business and travel, and that is batching your travel and work. So this can work in a variety of ways. This can be even on a day-to-day basis. You can say, okay, I'm going to batch my work, and I'm going to give myself the whole morning to work, and then I'm going to go out and travel and explore the second half of the day. Typically, I like to batch it now in bigger chunks. So I will say something like, all right, this week is going to be a work week. This doesn't mean that I'm not traveling at all and I'm not exploring at all, but 90 or 80% is going to be work. Maybe there's a little bit of travel sprinkled in. Then when I travel, it might be, okay, yeah, I'm going to do enough work just to keep stuff afloat and keep it going, but I'm not going to be moving any big projects ahead. So I love batching my travel and work. It's something I did not do for the first couple of years, and it burnt me out, and you never do either really well. You're not doing the business part well, you're not doing the traveling part well, and you're at these odds all the time where you want to go travel, but you should do more business, and then you find yourself, like I did, sitting in this beautiful rice paddy in Bali, and for 3 weeks I didn't even explore it, but I wasn't actually getting any work done because I couldn't get myself into that mode. So now I like to batch my travel and work. This isn't a strict 5 days on, 3 days off type thing. You can operate that way. I know some people who do, but I like to batch it, week by week, maybe even a couple weeks at a time. All right, I have a big project coming along. I'm going to batch my work. I'm going to do 3 weeks of work, maybe a month of work, and then I'm going to take off, and for a week or two, I'm not really going to think about it. I'm going to give myself a break, and I'm going to get to travel for travel's sake. So definitely try to batch your travel and work. Again, this is a fluid thing. There's no set answer of what's the right mix. You have to figure that out for yourself. But if you do batch it, that's going to help you do both of those things really, really well, the travel and the work side. The third tactic that I use on a day-to-day or week-by-week basis is learning to set limits and make yourself a priority. This kind of fits two different ways. One is a hard stop. So you want to make sure that when you're working, that you give yourself some sort of hard stop. And do as I say, not as I always do, of course, But typically now I like to say, all right, by 5 or 6 p.m., I am done working. No matter how much I got done, I give myself a hard stop because it allows me to decompress, end the day. And if you're traveling, then go out and see stuff. It gives you enough time to kind of actually enjoy the day instead of just working all day long. The other part of that is saying no to people. When you're traveling and you're out and you're meeting new people, maybe you're meeting old friends, everyone's going to want you to do stuff. And you can. Every day you could go do new stuff and it could be really fun and really exciting. But you have to make yourself a priority. You have to learn to set limits and you have to learn to say no to people. So there have been plenty of times where I've said, I can't go out and do that today. This is my work week. I'm doing this right now. I just can't. I have to get this stuff done. It's not fun. It doesn't feel good to say no to people. Of course, you probably want to go do it, but you have to learn to say no and be okay with it. So learning to set limits, both when you stop your working and also saying no to people, as well as making yourself a priority, really, really important. Which brings me to the last point, the golden nugget and the thing that you should definitely do if you don't do anything else that I say, and that is allow yourself to say screw it. So there are times, it could be in the middle of your work week, maybe you're in the middle of the 3 weeks that you've dedicated to work, and someone comes up to you and they just give you this awesome offer. You have to allow yourself to say, screw it. I'm going to give myself the privilege or the flexibility to go and do it. And that is why you build this lifestyle. So you can't do it all the time. You have to set limits, but being able to say, you know what? I understand this is the middle of work week. I don't care. I'm going and doing this. That is what this lifestyle is all about. So just to recap, the things that you want to do to kind of find ways to substantially reduce the financial burden or stress by using, travel saving methods, going to the right places, traveling slower, stuff like that. And then to be effective day in and day out and week in and week out, you want to batch your travel and work. You want to separate those two entities out. Stop trying to do both at the same time. You want to set limits both on yourself and on when you stop work, and also being able to say no to others and make yourself a priority. And of course, my favorite part, you want to allow yourself to say screw it. You want to follow your gut. If an awesome opportunity comes up and you really want to do it, you just have to take it. If you're just not getting anything done at all, you can't get motivated, it's not working, ditch the work for a little bit. Go out, ride a motorbike through a rice paddy. Give yourself some space to think. Allow yourself to say screw it, because nothing in the work world is as important as the things that you'll experience when you're out there traveling the world and immersing yourself in the amazing cultures and sites. So allow yourself to say screw it. Guys, I'm Travis Sherry. If you want to continue learning about how to build and run a business while traveling the world, you can check out theparadisepack.com, which is our once a year, 7-day only crazy bundle of products. Check that out. And also locationindie.com, INDIE.com, which is the online community that I run for people who want to travel, live, and work anywhere in the world and be location independent. You can hop on the email list over there. We have tons of free goodies to give out to you, travel resources, digital nomad guides, great stuff like that. And lastly, if you want to know more about travel specifically, how to do it cheaper, how to use frequent flyer miles, all that kind of stuff, you can head on over to my other site, extrapackofpeanuts.com. Thanks again for joining me today, and back over to Omar.
Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by Braintree. You remember the first dollar you made. It was super exciting. It was awesome. But now you want to grow to make your millionth, or maybe even your billionth. But have you found the right payments partner to grow with you? Braintree lets you accept every way to pay, from PayPal to Apple Pay to even Bitcoin, and everything in between. All it takes is one integration, and it doesn't matter what currency your customers are paying with, because Braintree accepts over 130 of them. To learn more about how your company can grow with Braintree, visit braintreepayments.com/MBA. Again, that's braintreepayments.com/MBA. Wow, what a great lesson. Travis packed a lot in 10 minutes, and he's definitely got me thinking now when I travel how to balance my work. Speaking of which, Travis and I decided to collaborate, but not only with Travis, but with other entrepreneurs that want to help people start their businesses while traveling the world, while learning, while getting to know other cultures. And this is called the Paradise Pack. We've put in a link in today's show notes. Just go to 100mba.net/646, or you can just click on the cover art if you're on your iPhone. Get access to the $100 MBA along with some amazing other programs for a sweet, sweet price. And you're going to want to take action now, because the Paradise Pack is only available for a limited time. I want to thank Travis for his amazing lesson and wish him well in his travels. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson. I hope you loved it. If you did, why don't you drop us an iTunes rating and review? Give us some love. And hey, as you may know, every Friday we give away a lifetime membership to the $100 MBA Training and Community to a random winner who leaves us an iTunes rating and review. It could be you, so give us a review, guys. No, seriously, we would love to hear from you. Know what you love about the show. It would be great. We read every single one of them. It brings joy in our day. All right, guys, I'll check you in tomorrow's episode. I'll see you then. Take care.